朋友们，泽连斯基最近在联合国大会上公然的抨击中国，说中国支持俄罗斯，所以呢，现在俄乌战争一直停不了。他的这一段演讲传播很广，那西方媒体也用他的这一段话拿来二次攻击中国。但是呢，看完他的话，说实话我并不生气，反而觉得挺有意思的。因为小泽说呢，中国现在是非常强大的国家，强大到什么程度呢？离开中国的支持，俄罗斯屁都不是。哇，这个话一出可想而知，老毛子听完之后是什么感受？肯定是又气又恼，不过呢又无可奈何。毕竟小泽同志虽然有一点夸张，但是也是讲了大实话。在俄乌战争中中国呢站在了一个相对中立的立场来帮助俄罗斯。那为什么说是相对中立而不是绝对中立呢？因为做不到嘛。每个国家终究有它的意识形态和地缘政治的倾向。面对俄乌问题，谁敢说自己是完全中立？做不到的，你只能说相对中立，在一些重大事件上保持一个中立。比如说军援，中国呢到目前为止没有对俄罗斯进行军援，其实这就是最大的中立。西方国家，尤其是乌克兰，一定要清醒地认识到这一点，并且感激中国。泽连斯基要弄清楚，我们在看待俄乌问题时，跟欧美是截然不同的。俄乌并非是中国的核心利益。其实呢，我们并不希望俄乌战争爆发，所以采取的态度也应该是爆发了等于没爆发。换句话说战后我们应该怎么做，是看战前如何进行的。俄乌战争之前我们没有军援俄罗斯，所以战后我们也不会军援它。但是在战前我们跟俄罗斯做生意，战后我们依旧跟他做生意。所以任何国家都没有权利来强迫中国因为所谓的俄乌战争而做出任何的改变。泽连斯基现在的重点并不是要求中国怎么样，而是应该要求你的盟友，你的好daddy美欧做出更多。而且说难听点，你一个小咖有什么资格去碰瓷中国？你也配吗？现在你们连俄罗斯都打不过呀！世界军力的格局变了。今天即便连你的美欧 daddy 实力都有限，哪怕他们亲自下场，这场仗也打不赢。所以更别提俄罗斯背后的中国了。你对中国指手画脚，逼逼歪歪，抱怨这个抱怨那个，这是大不敬。因为现在连你的亲爸爸美国都无法单打独斗的战胜中国了。所以面对中国，小泽你一定要格外的尊重。那美国无法单独战胜中国这并不是我说的，这是美国人自己说的。这里呢，我多插一嘴，《纽约时报》在9月7号发表的长文中再次炒作起了中美竞争的话题，敦促川普政府转变疏远盟友的行事风格。他说呢，在现代史上，美国还是头一回遇到一个在多数的关键实力维度上拥有更大体量的竞争对手中国，仅凭美国自身的国力，可能已经不足以应对这一挑战。这篇文章的2个作者呢，均是拜登政府时期的高官，分别呢是前常务副国务卿坎贝尔以及前国家安全委员会的对华事务主任杜如松。这2个人说美国仅靠单打独斗已经无法在规模和能力上匹敌中国。中国在经济、制造业、科技以及军事等等多个关键领域超过了美国。所以老美如果想保持一个全球主导地位，必须发挥盟友的优势，联合欧洲、日本、韩国、澳大利亚、印度等国的经济、技术和军事力量来对冲中国的规模优势。否则下个世纪就将由中国主导。文章称呢，世界正处于这样一个时代，衡量美国霸主地位的真正标准将是华盛顿能否构建所谓的同盟规模，也就是跟其他国家联手，在经济技术和军事领域进行全球竞争的实力。然而呢，美国的川普总统似乎在反其道而行之，他奉行单打独斗，以关税为核心的外交政策已经疏远了盟友，还给了中国加强盟友体系的机会。川普近期对印度加征高额关税就是例证之一。美国花了30年的时间来拉拢印度，把它当作制衡中国的地缘政治棋手。但是在对印度加征关税之后，印度总理莫迪上周时隔7年来首次访华，中印决定摒弃近期紧张关系，以伙伴而非对手的身份开展合作。所以文章说了，川普是在玩火， 在整个20世纪，美国通过产能和创新力击败了德国、日本和苏联，但中国不同，在最关键的战略竞争指标上，中国已经超越美国了。所以看到这篇文章，再结合小泽对于中国的批评，我奉劝小泽面对中国时一定要低声下气的恳求中国。这样也许感动不了中国政府，但是每次都虔诚面对中国，或许中国人民在感情上会理解你、支持你的。
I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine.
Very much, President. Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, distinguished leaders, representatives of states and governments, and all those who still pay attention to the work of the United Nations. We must admit the world's attention to the UN is fading. The organization has less influence, and too often there is a lack of real decisions on fundamental issues. This is exactly what we need to speak about today, about the tools that sadly are not working now. But they will work, I'm sure. They will work if you are active, if we are active, because the main tool is in your hands. First of all, I thank the Republic of Korea for this meeting of the Security Council. Today, there will be a clear call for peace in this Council. And here is one of the main distortions of our time. Whom must we call to peace, and on whom must we press to achieve it? One of the permanent members of this Council is doing everything to prolong the largest war in Europe since World War II. Russia does this with impunity, using its veto power, buying influence, and keeping peace on hold. The Russian representatives is here, but of course not the one who makes the real decisions. That man fears to sit face to face with Ukraine and the world and openly admit he wants only war. Instead, Putin sends delegates who cannot and don't want to stop the bloodshed. And when he appears abroad, in Beijing or somewhere else, it's only to buy more time for killing, pretending he seeks diplomacy. Putin only cares about using every meeting, every chance to keep the war going. Each day Russia kills our people, destroys our cities, and leaves no sign it will ever return to the principles of the UN Charter. China is also represented here, a powerful nation on which Russia now depends completely. If China truly wanted this war to stop, it could compel Moscow to end the invasion. Without China, Putin's Russia is nothing, instead of active for peace. The United States of America is present here as well, a strong nation that supports our defense, and we've said yes to every proposal from the US president for a ceasefire and talks with Russia to bring peace. But Russia always says no, or tries to confuse everyone so that even a ceasefire can't happen. And I met with President Trump just now, and we spoke about how to finally bring peace, and we discussed a few good ideas, and I hope they will work. And I'm grateful for this meeting, and we expect America's actions to push Russia toward peace. Moscow fears America and always pays attention to it. The United Kingdom is here, a permanent member of the Security Council. France is here, also a permanent member. Both nations support us, support our people, our independence. Both promote diplomacy, and both are parties to a document that was supposed to be a positive milestone, together with the other permanent members of the UN Security Council. But instead, it became a warning to the world. The Budapest Memorandum, meant to guarantee Ukraine's security in exchange for giving up nuclear weapons failed. It proved that international promises can turn into blabbering. That is why today, with Britain, with France, and already with more than 30 nations in our coalition of willings, we are building a new security architecture. We count on the United States of America as a backstop. Real security guarantees must become the line Russia cannot cross again. If we could strengthen our skills with a joint system to shut down skies, with a short system to shut down Russian missiles and drones, it would force Russia to stop its attack from the sky. Because everything could be shut down, and so Putin would be forced to sit here or in another respectable venue and look for a truce on the ground. If there is no war in the sky, Russia can't keep fighting on the ground. I have talked about this with President Trump and with other leaders. Why do I say this now and here? Because you, the United States, China, Britain, France, the permanent members of the Security Council, represent the world's essential power, the power that must act when international law alone cannot. And no, not Russia. With this war, Russia has discredited itself, even for those who do not yet criticize Putin openly. They still feel that Russia's presence brings no good. Excellencies, behind every international institution, there must be real strength to enforce decisions. This is true for the Security Council and for the UN as a whole. If you stand together for ending this war, even Russia will have to obey. And if some of you act while others delay, the war goes on. Ukraine wants peace more than anyone in the world. The front is on our land, and we mourn our people, and we try to save our cities and to save our small villages blind to its own losses. But one day it will see and it will hear, and it will happen when it sees your actions, when it hears your united call for peace. That is my appeal to you today. Be the force that act together, please, united lest to stop Russia's war. And we know how to guarantee security. What we need now is a strong push to force Russia toward peace. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.